and welcome to Mind to Soul, a journey of discovery where thoughts meet transformation. I'm honored to be here with you on our very first episode, part 2 of our very first episode. My name is Olaitoyin Boda. I am a psychotherapist and a psychiatry provider. I'm also a life coach, a mind coach, and I'm also very in tune with everything that is psychiatry and psychotherapy, and that is important to live a completely aware and full life. To begin this journey, we will start with something that lies at the heart of all growth and healing, which is self-awareness. This part 2 will be specifically to show you the origin of self-awareness, the importance of self-awareness, and how self-awareness is just beyond what we think, what we like, what we dislike. In psychology, self-awareness is the capacity to observe our own internal state, our thoughts, our emotions, and our behavior. It's almost like stepping outside of yourself to notice what's happening within you. I always say, to be self-aware, you should be able to remove yourself from your perception of your thoughts. You should be able to step aside, reevaluate yourself from the perception of your thoughts. It's almost like stepping outside of our body and noticing what's happening within us. Developmental psychologist Philip Rocher describes self-awareness as existing on a spectrum. Very interesting. It goes from basic bodily awareness in infant to reflective self-awareness in adulthood. So we go from being aware of ourselves as infant, our fingers, being aware of the fact that we can pick things up, to being reflective in our self-awareness as an adult, where we can examine our motives, biases, and patterns. From a neuroscience perspective, self-awareness is heavily linked to the prefrontal cortex, especially in the medial prefrontal and anterior cingulate cortex. These areas help us reflect, regulate our emotions, and even predict the outcome of our actions. Neuroimaging studies show that people with higher traits self-awareness demonstrate strong activations in those regions during introspective tasks, meaning you can actually grow your self-awareness strength. It needs you to be committed to practicing it every day, every time, every moment you can. You need to be able to practice self-awareness. In simple terms, the more we practice noticing ourselves, the more robust this neural pathways become. Just like lifting weights strengthens the muscle, reflection strengthens the brain circuits of self-awareness. Think about a time where you reacted automatically to a situation. Let's do self-reflection. Think about a time where you were in a conversation and you just blurted out something, right? And then you think to yourself, why did I just say that? This has happened to me a lot of times, so I can relate to making statements without really understanding why. And then you question yourself later, why did I even say that? Where did that come from? That moment of reflection is self-awareness in action. Social psychologists Shelley Duvall and Robert Wicklen self-awareness theory suggests that when we turn attention inward, we compare our behaviors to internal standard. If there is a mismatch, the awareness is motivated to change. Without reflection, we stay on autopilot. Another useful model is the genre window, created by psychologists Joseph Luft and Harrington Ingram. It illustrates that part of our selves are open and known while others remain hidden. And the other part that remains hidden that we're going to be challenging throughout this podcast. Believe me, there are parts of us that are still hidden to ourselves. Self-awareness is about shrinking those blind spots and expanding what's conscious. So how do we strengthen self-awareness? Here are evidence-based practices. Mindful check-ins. A simple pause, asking what I'm feeling right now. Where is my body? What do I feel in my body? Activates the prefrontal cortex and calms the amygdala, our threat center. Through journaling in cognitive behavioral therapy developed by Aaron Beck, journaling helps identify automatic thoughts, over time, critical internal voices, and distorted belief. By writing them down, we create distance between observer and thoughts, making changes possible. For me, there was a time where I equate busyness with success. Many days were packed, my calendar was full. I didn't realize that constant busyness was a way of avoiding my own vulnerabilities. When I finally slowed down and practiced self awareness through journaling and mindfulness, I noticed how often I ran from uncomfortable emotion. So here's my invitation for you this week. Take one science-backed step towards self-awareness. Maybe a 2-minute mindfulness check, a quick journal, or asking a friend to be honest with you, someone you can be vulnerable with. Remember, self-awareness isn't about judging yourself. It's about approaching your inner world with curiosity. It's not about perfectionism, but progress. Because each step towards awareness reshapes the brain, rewires our patterns, and brings us closer to authentic transformation.